shall be perfect.
Okay, everybody, this is Group D, the last group of the round of 16. Well, except for the tiebreakers. I guess the tiebreakers definitely count as round of 16, so not over yet, people. And this one could force a tiebreaker as well. Every single one of the matchups today had a potential for a tiebreaker, but this one does too. If Modesty wins this matchup, Hyuk and Modesty are going to move out into the round of 8. And Jaedong is going to cry in his pillow a little bit. But if Hyuk wins, he will 3-0 the group, move out in spectacular fashion by 3-0ing the group. Of course he wants to 3-0. And Modesty will be knocked down into a lower rung tiebreaker situation. Either way, Hyuk is guaranteed to move out of this group. But with the lower rung tiebreaker, that'll be Hyva, Modesty, Jaedong, very high quality ZVZ. Except down at the 8 o'clock position in blue, scouting up is Hyuk. So Hyuk is in blue. That means down at the 5 o'clock position in orange is Modesty. Modesty orange, Hyuk blue. Okay, I think I got it. Modesty looking very focused. Yeah, like I said, Modesty takes this. Modesty and Hyuk are going to move out, and Jaedong fanboys across the globe are going to throw something at their monitors. The monitors are going to break. There's going to be a class action lawsuit. That'll be horrible. So yeah, the Jaedong fans out there are definitely rooting for Hyuk, because Jaedong, the only way he can get out of this group is with that lower rung tiebreaker. And even then, it's going to be tough for him, because Modesty is the ZVZ specialist. He lost to Jaedong earlier, but Modesty won against Hyva, and I still think he's a big threat in ZVZ. Hyuk, you can never quite tell with Hyuk. He is definitely an enigma as far as any matchup goes. He just really seems to rocket in certain matchups, and other times he just fails completely. He hooks himself, so to speak. But yeah, there are an awful lot of Hyuk fans out there that are probably happy that he's moving up. Anyway, either way. So Hyuk, there's not really much pressure on Hyuk to defeat Modesty, which might make some Jaedong fans very nervous. Like, he might be not playing up to 100%. Like, I really need to win this game. Something like that. He might try something that he's been practicing, something he can try out for the later rounds of this tournament. And that could definitely make Jaedong fans very nervous here, but I still think that Hyuk is going to play his best and try to get the 3-0. That is just such an excellent thing to do, such an awesome thing to do, to 3-0 a group. It scares the rest of your competitors in the round of 8 for the first of all, that's what I was trying to say. First of all, yeah, it scares your competitor in the round of 8. It's like, oh my god, he went 3-0 in this freaking group. Are you kidding me? That's insane. So Hyuk has expanded. Both players expanded. Hyuk expanded a little bit later, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Both players are going to have their expansions up at about the same time. And Modesty is at the position that Jaedong was in when Jaedong faced Hyva on this map. And Jaedong had the problem with the extractor, defending that extractor. So I'm wondering if Hyuk is going to go for the same type of attack on Modesty's extractor at his own natural expansion. Be very interesting to see if that happens, first of all, and second of all, if Modesty can defend it a lot better than Jaedong did. Jaedong did not defend his extractor. He lost it and was forced to use another drone to build another extractor, which put him behind economically, put him behind in many sense, in a lot of sense. I'm having trouble talking today for some reason, but here comes Hyuk. He's going to try to push forward, take out the Zerglings first. He's probably should go right for the Zerglings. Hyuk, he snuck one Zergling inside of the main to try to snipe a drone. Probably not going to be too successful. Modesty seems to be up on this thing. He has 2 Zerglings chasing down the one. So Zergling probably won't be able to get anything sneaky done, anything like that. He's going to try to, but probably not going to be that successful. The layer coming up for both, I'm sure. The layer's coming up for Hyuk on the other side as well. And yeah, looking back on Jaedong's games in this OSL so far, as ZVZs at least, yeah, they were kind of sloppy. So it's not really surprising that he lost twice. I mean, even his win against Modesty was quite a bit sloppy. He almost let Modesty back into the game. It's kind of a strange play from Jaedong. His ZVZ just isn't as ferocious as it used to be for some reason, for whatever reason. Maybe he just doesn't feel confident in that matchup anymore. But here comes the Spire for Modesty. There's Hyuk. And Hyuk has his speed, so Hyuk has his speed, Modesty does not. So Hyuk might be able to sneak by and take out a drone now. Nope, Modesty has his speed now as well, so he's probably going to try to push the front soon. Hyuk has prepared for this, though. He has a sunken colony at the front to prepare against any kind of attack. So Modesty forced away, he loses one Zergling in the process, but that's not going to be a huge loss or anything. The observer is pointing out that Modesty focusing on Zerglings instead of any additional drones at his natural. So he's not saturating his natural just yet. He's probably mining with a couple of drones there, but not going for the gas just yet. The way Hyuk has gone for a few... Actually, they both have 3 drones on the natural expansion now, so never mind. But I'd say that Hyuk is probably going to have his extractor first at his natural as he works his way up to mutas. Okay, Hyuk is playing defensively now. Doesn't want to risk too much here as he gets up his mutas. Hyuk has some pretty good muta micro. I've mentioned it many times, but he took down Jaedong in a Pro League final. And that was kind of a build order loss, actually, from Jaedong. But still, he took down Jaedong, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters on paper. But here comes Hyuk. A huge attack from both. I think Modesty has more. I think he does have more Zerglings here. But yeah, it looks like Hyuk was able to surround, find just the right time to attack most of those Zerglings. Here comes the reinforcements from Hyuk. Forced away yet again. And Modesty, it seems to just pump more Zerglings. Yeah, Hyuk is trying his best to whittle down these Zerglings before he get to the natural expansion. But he does still have his sunken colony. So I don't think he needs to worry that much. Yeah, he's going to fall back to the sunken. Modesty, if he wants to attack, he's got to deal with the sunken. That's definitely not what he wants to do at all. And Modesty got some scouting information there by seeing the Scourge coming up, but he pumps Scourge of his own. He's floating around with the Scourge over the eggs. So Hyuk sacrifices one of his Scourge to take down a Scourge hovering over the egg. Now he's trying to get away from the Scourge with his mutas and group up with his mutas. It's a very difficult task. It's flying away. I don't know if this muta is going to make it. It's going to be very close because even if he groups up with these mutas, it's going to be tough to get the micro done to take out the Scourge that are over here trying to micro. Loses one muta to Scourge, I think, and now Hyuk is trying to group up yet again. Actually, I don't think he lost that muta, but he definitely took a Scourge shot, I saw, trying to micro against that. Modesty came in the opportune time, sniping Hyuk, at least landing some shots, some glaive worm shots on Hyuk as he was focused on the Scourge. So that was actually very smart of Modesty. But now we're going to see Hyuk still playing defensively. He knows he's a little bit behind, so he's waiting for Scourge before he does anything. Once he has a bunch of Scourge out, I think Hyuk will be a lot more cavalier. He has 2 drones on the gas. Looks like he still wants to pump Zerglings in this game, still keep the Zerglings going, but a drone being sniped by Modesty. That Scourge landing I saw on Hyuk. More Scourge land on Hyuk. Every single Scourge, I think, landed on Hyuk's mutas, so Hyuk is going to have such a hard time defending now. Yeah, Scourge of his own coming in, but yeah, I think both those Scourge landed for Hyuk, but man, he is down on mutas. I think he just has way fewer mutas, and yeah, Modesty takes the air engagement, and that's it. GG. Whoa. Drunk cameraman. I think the cameraman was a Jaedong fan. He's like, what? Dear God. So yeah, Jaedong knocked out of the OSL, and Modesty and Hyuk move out of this group. Can you believe it? So okay, Nukenites. The round of 16 is not done yet. I will be back as soon as I can to cast the tiebreakers. Tiebreaker with a parentheses and the S in there. Alrighty. See you guys then.